This tutorial will be an overview of spreadsheets or a review for you. To create a spreadsheet, you will go into your Drive and press Create and go down to Spreadsheet. The first thing you always want to do in your spreadsheet is go up and name it so that you are organized in your Drive. So you'll click on this untitled spreadsheet, and remember in my class I always want it to be last name. Okay, so you'd put your last name and then whatever I've told you to name the assignment. So I'm just going to put example spreadsheet in here. Okay, and this again is my spreadsheet. If you wanted to go and organize this now, you could click on this folder, go to organize and decide where you want this in your Drive. Because I'm going to delete this when I'm done with this tutorial, I'm not going to organize it now. In a spreadsheet, we have columns and rows and cells. Those are some words that you'll need to know. This A, B, C, all these horizontals, these are called columns, and your verticals are columns and your horizontals are rows. So row 1, 2, 3. The individual boxes are called cells. So if I say click in C8, you'd go to C and 8, and this would be cell C8. Usually we start in A1. Okay, so if I say put your name in cell A1, you can do that. Okay. One thing that I see students do when you want to change what's in here is you will click and then you'll go up here and highlight and then try and do your changing. It's not like Google Docs. If you click on the cell, you can go ahead and change whatever you want to change, and it will change without you going to highlight. By highlighting, you're just doing an extra step. Okay. Let's say that we're going to do a spreadsheet where we want someone's name, address, phone number, email. Okay, this doesn't look very professional, so one thing that we do a lot is do a merge and center. Okay, so what I'm going to do to merge and center, I'm going to click in A1, click and hold and drag over to D1, because that is all of my columns together. Okay, I'm going to click on this merge button, merge cells, and this makes this whole thing one box. See how there's no gray lines in here? And then I'm going to center. So now this looks a little bit more professional. Okay, let's say, oh, I did actually want an RSVP in here as well. Okay, well, this doesn't look professional anymore because now there's just this extra box. So I can click on my merged cell and drag over to E1 and press merge, and now it's merged and centered over all of them. Okay, one thing that we do a lot is decide that we want a new column. Maybe we forgot something. Maybe we want this to be last name, and then we want column B to be first name. So what we need to do is click on column B, and then if I click this little arrow here, it will say insert one to the left, and then I can just put my first name in cell B2. Okay, maybe I want to go and highlight all of these. Okay, so all I did was click and hold and drag. Okay, and I want those to be bolded. Okay, because then someone's going to put their name here. Okay, okay, whatever. Here's their RSVP. When I get a list of things going, okay, this is going to get hard to read if I don't have lines when it's printed that are drawn in here. If I just print right now, there won't be any of these cell lines. So what I can do is decide I'm going to highlight everything that I want to have lines, and I'm going to go here, or these borders, and click on it, and I can decide I want it to be a border where all the cells have a border. I could say I just want one on the outside, I want it blank, just one on the outside, just to the left, whatever you want. Okay, you could change the border color to blue if you wanted. You could change it to a dotted line if you want. You can kind of change this however you want it, as long as it's professional. Okay, you could do the same thing here if you want. You can control click or right click and then do insert one above because you realized you had an Anderson in here that maybe you wanted these alphabetical. Okay, so once you get your information in, there's a few things that you will need to know that we do a lot. Okay, one thing that we do a lot is to alphabetize. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to put, let's see, a few more names in here. Smith, Jerry, So once I have all of my information here, there's a few things that we need to do. First thing you want to do is alphabetize, and we decide we want this alphabetized by last name. So what I'm going to do is highlight everything that I want by clicking and dragging, and then I'm going to go up to Data and Sort. I'm going to go to Sort Range, and I'm going to say, nope, there's no header row. I need everything that's highlighted sorted, and I want to sort this by column A, and I want it to go from A to Z. Okay, I'm going to go Sort, and now all of the information has been sorted by last name. Okay, let's say I decided, nope, I actually want it sorted by first name. I could go into column B, and I want that alphabetized backwards. I could go to sort, and now it's all sorted by last name. Okay. One thing that you might not like here is that their email addresses aren't all showing. To show those, you can go and click in between this E and the F, and when you do that, see how your mouse changes to an arrow? Once it looks like that, if you double click, this will bring you exactly the right amount of space. Okay, maybe you don't want this RSVP column to be as big. You can do the same thing between F and G, and it will make it smaller according to how big the column needs to be. Okay. One thing that we'll do a lot is add things up. So if I want the total amount of people that are coming, I could click in the box below. This is your function key. If you click on it, we want the sum. Okay. So we want the sum, and then all we need to do is highlight what we want it to add up. So I'm going to click and drag. Okay, so this is saying I want this cell to be the sum of everything that's from F3 to F7. If that's correct, all I need to do is press enter, and it will tell me that 5 people are going to be coming to this party or whatever we're having. Okay. Other things that we could do, we could do an average. We could do the maximum amount of people that are coming, the minimum, whatever, and we'll learn about more functions later, but that's just one way that we can add those up. A much more difficult way that you could add these up is you could press the equals key and then click on this cell, do your plus sign, this cell, plus this one, plus this one, plus this one, and press equals, and it will also tell you the function key is going to be a lot easier for you. Okay? Let's just say that we have some cost to come to this function, and so we decide that we want to come up here and say amount paid. Okay? Now I'm going to click between F and G to get this as big as I want, and I know I've entered it in that Tim's paid $20. Even though he's not coming, Mary's paid 40 because she's coming 40. This person has paid, I don't know, 100. This person's paid 30. Okay. If I want this to look like money, one way I could do that is to do my money key, do 20. Okay. That's going to be hard if you have a spreadsheet of 100 people. So one way you can do this is click on the cell you want and come up here to your money key, and it will say format as currency, and it will change it to you for this. If you know that everything in this column is going to be money, you can just click on F, and that will highlight everything in the whole column. And then if you press on your money key, everything will turn to money. So if down here I have a new person and they've paid $30, all I pressed in was 30 and it formatted it to money. Another thing we could do is change it to a percentage. So if, I know these aren't percentages, but if we wanted this to be all percents in this column, I could change, click percentage, and those would all change to percent. I think that's all you need to know right now. The other thing you could do, I guess I'll tell you quickly, if you want it to be something other than currency, or maybe you want it to be currency but you don't want it to have cents, all you need to do is go to Format, I'm on the wrong column here, Format and Number, and this will show you all these different things that it can look like, okay? If I go down to More, I can do more currencies, more dates and times, okay? So like here, financial, this just means if it's in the negative, it will have parentheses around it. So if I go here and say more currencies, okay, do I want it to be the US dollar? Okay, all these different types of money. Okay, I can say, do I want it to have no cents? Do I want the dollar to be at the end? Do I want it to say US dollar? Okay, I can decide what I want it to look like. If it was a date, I could have it be you know, this like this. I could have it have the time. I could have it actually say September 26th, 2008, whatever I want it to do. This is just a way to format what my numbers are going to look like. And that's all you need to know right now for Google Spreadsheets.